Night show. Today we're having a special guest, King Wilhelm I, talking about Germany in 1848 to 1862.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So King Wilhelm, tell us about the revolution in 1848.
Well, it all started when there's a bad harvest, and well, the people were very angry about that, and they also kind of a growing sense of nationalism. They heard about France's revolution, and they got a little more excited about that, and then so they wanted to be their own Germany. So that's how it all started.
What about liberalism? Did that also affect? Was that a cause of the revolution?
I think that took a part of it. Yes, it did.
Okay. Well, but it failed. Why was that?
Well, the one thing was the communication back then was really bad. So certain cities were having their own revolution, but it didn't get to other cities, so it didn't really work out. And also, whenever the Austrians also came in, and these guys just had pitchforks and shovels and things like that, and they couldn't do anything as the Austrian army, so they just got crushed, and that's what happened.
Okay, so after 1848, the industrialization happened, right?
Yes.
So Germany, well, Prussia, got stronger and richer.
Yes, they did. They started becoming very rich and strong by just growing their industrialism, and Austria, on the other hand, was stuck in a very agricultural kind of sense of a world, and so they were really way behind, and I think that's what kind of gave Prussia so much power, which is why I think they were very strong.
So in 1850, there was the humiliation of Olmütz, which is also known as the Punctation or the Agreement of Olmütz, in November 29, 1850. What was that?
It was an agreement between the Austrian and Prussians where Germany will be ruled by Austrians and the Prussia will drop out of it. And the Prussians also had to drop the Erfurt Union, which was a collection of states or cities in Germany, and they were joined the Prussians to fight against Austria to get them out. So they had to drop that because Austria will now rule Germany. So yes, that was what happened with the humiliation of Olmütz. And it's humiliation because Prussia just completely just bowed down to the Austrians. So that's what happened. That's why it's probably humiliation.
So in 1858, your brother, Frederick William IV, was declared insane, so you became the king.
Well, I actually didn't exactly just become king. I was, given the power by God to become king. So God gave me power to become king, and that's why I'm here now today.
What do you think about the Prussian army?
I think it should be stronger and strengthened, because we need to take other states and things like that, and I think it should get way more power than it has right now.
So, from 1860 to 62, there was a constitutional crisis, right?
Yes, there was. It all started with the reform that I sent in. I asked Albert von Roon to increase our army strength, because I think our army strength right now is just really bad. Our civilian militia is really bad, so I think we need to strengthen it if we're going to oppose any enemies.
And did lots of people agree to that idea?
No, that wasn't a very popular choice, and I wasn't too happy about that. Parliament also didn't agree with me too, so I got the bill's reform just got thrown off.
So the Parliament didn't agree with your idea, and so they didn't want the money to be spent on those kind of war reforms and the army reforms.
Yes, they didn't really want to, so they just said we won't pass it. And
so basically, the army reform bill led to a constitutional crisis, and the Parliament wouldn't pass the money over to you.
yes, it did. It did become a very chaotic situation.
And in 1862, there was an election, which was a disaster for you and a triumph for the liberals, am I right?
Yes.
And again, the Parliament refused to pass the army bill, and you thought of abdication.
I did. I did actually think of abdicating, but so.
So you did think of abdication, however you didn't. Why?
Well, because I nominated Otto von Bismarck, and he kind of solved the abdication, and he solved all my problems for me, and so that's what happened when I nominated him.
Ah, so he was very confident and he solved the crisis, and 1862 was the beginning of new era.
Yes, it was, and that's where we are. Okay.